Alright guys, back again for another Going Into the Archives, Booster Archives here. Unlike last week, we're sort of at a mix and match of stuff. We have a full block here. Of course, this is the most recent block, Khans of Tarkir. So I was thinking about waiting until Battle's Zendikar came out, but I figured I had a bunch of packs laying around, so I figured I'd just get it out of the way now. Let's take our Khans of Tarkir pack here and get started. Maybe we can open up something like a Fetchland reprint. And these packs are very easy to open. So I'm trying my best to make this as easy as possible on myself to put the pack away. Which, that's not going to happen for this Khans pack. Alright, here we go, and we start off with Awaken the Bear. For 2 to green, we have an instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 against trample until end of turn. So pretty good effect here, really good limited card in my opinion. Here's another very good limited card for Mardu Horde Chief. For 2 and white, we get a 2/3 with the Mardu mechanic, which is the clan that represents white, red, and black. And he has Raid. Which means that when he enters the battlefield, if you attack with a creature this turn, put a 1/1 white warrior token onto the battlefield. So a very good limited card here. Like, I feel like a majority of cards in the set were. This whole block, in my opinion, was a very good limited environment. Dragon's Fate was alright, but I really enjoyed Khans, just triple Khans, and then Khans Fate. Dragon's to me was very determined on. The Dragon's draft format was very determined on what you opened in your Fate Reforged pack. Fate Reforged is very bomby, but I think there's a lot in Khans to help balance that out. So our next card here is going to be Swift Kick. For 3 and a red, we have an instant where target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. So this card, not as great and limited, but you know, it could make the cut. Skullkin. For 3 and a blue, we have a elemental creature. With flying, it's a 2/2, and for 2 and a red, sacrifice Skullkin, deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So, you know, we have our Triton Crackler. You know, we see these creatures with this kind of effect all the time. Bitter Revelation. For 3 and a black, you have a sorcery. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard, you lose 2 life. So, sort of Read the Bone, Sign in Blood, but you get to dig a little deeper, and then you get to feel your delve. So, interesting effect here. Wetland Sandbar. For 1 and a blue, we get an elk that's a 2/1. You only play this guy if you really need to fill out the curve there. Siegecraft. For 3 and a white, we have an enchantment aura for creatures. An enchanted creature gets +2/+4. Bring Low. For 3 and a red, it's an instant. Bring Low deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature has a +1/+1 counter on it, Bring Low deals 5 damage to it instead. So here's your way to stop those big outlast guys. Kintree Warden. For 1 green, we get a 1/1 human warrior, which is a very relevant creature type for those that don't know. There's a lot of good warrior synergy throughout the block. He has Regenerate and Morph, which means that you may cast this card face down as a 2/2 creature for 3, and then pay a green to turn it face up, which would be the Morph cost right there. So I actually really like this guy. A lot of people I talked to weren't a big fan of him, but I thought this guy was actually really decent, especially if you're going for the Outlast Pillow Fort sort of deck. We have a Scoured Barrens. It is we have a land here, Scoured Barrens, and as the battlefield tapped. When Scoured Barrens enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life, and tap to add a white or black to your mana pool. So we have our upgraded Guild Gates here. Very good uncommon for the draft format. We have Arc Lightning. For 2 and a red, Arc Lightning deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures and or players. Dragon's Eye Savants. For 1 and a blue here, we get a human wizard with Morph. And when staring at this monster turn face up, look at target opponent's hand. What's interesting about this guy is he was part of a cycle where instead of paying a cost to morph it, or paying mana to morph it, you had to reveal a card of the color that matches this card. So in this case, reveal a blue card from your hand to unmorph it, and you get to look at your opponent's hand there. Next we have Heart Piercer Bow, which I didn't really play much, but I love the art on this card. For 2 colorless mana, we have an artifact equipment, which whenever equipped creature attacks, Heart Piercer Bow deals 1 damage to target creature defending player controls, and it equips for 1. And our rare is going to be, look, I called it, a fetch land it is, a Wooded Foothills, which means you pay 1 life, sacrifice Wooded Foothills, search your library for a mountain or forest card, and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. And if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest looking at the PAX party from last year when they were going over Khans block and announced the reprint of the Onslaught fetches. So it's Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath, Floodstrand, Bloodstained Mire, and Polluted Delta. And we got a beautiful Noah Bradley Mountain and a sweet warrior token. Alright guys, that's it for Khans block. Maybe we'll get lucky and hit another fetch land of Fated Forged. Alright, so stay tuned for the next one in a few days.